fish tank lovers and fish tank kooks like me. This is Los Matinee Fish bringing it to you in the afternoon. I have an important topic that we need to talk about before we get started on building the tank. See, I had problems with this in the beginning, and you know, previous tanks that I've built, I've had a lot of problems, and it's lighting. Lighting is really important, especially if you want to have a tank with live plants. Uh, it's really important, and it's really confusing because depending on the size of your tank, then that's the type of lighting that you will need. For example, on my 30-gallon, as you can tell, I have three bulbs running, and I'll show you which bulbs those are. Anyways, so I'm gonna go on the basics on what you can get at your local fish stores. You have your aqua neons, the little ones, and these are mostly built for these, which these can come in your 10 gallons or your 5 gallon. This is an original for a 5 gallon, which I don't have in my 5 gallon, and let me tell you the reason why. Because these, they have this protection plastic on here. If you want to zoom in so they can see it, they have this plastic thing which this covers the bolt area from getting wet. I get it, you're trying to protect it, it's fine, but the thing is that this plastic, it prevents the light from getting to your plants. So the only part that you're going to be getting out from your plants is just this much, and then the rest is just heat. So I don't like it. I tried messing around with it. It wasn't so successful on my plants. So if you're looking forward, into one of these, you can take it off, but then you're gonna run the risk of the electrical part getting wet, and then you're gonna shock the whole thing. Hopefully you don't get to shock your fishes or your water, because then all your fishes are gonna die. Horrible. Anyways, so this right here, the maximum watts. Let's say for you want to have it. Let's say for example you want to have it on your 5 gallon. Your 5 gallon, your maximum that you would need for lighting would be 5 watts to 6 watts. I like going 3-4 watts higher. This is a 15 watt, and the maximum capacity on this top is 25 watts. So you're running a 15 watt bolt on a 25 watt system. You could do it. It works. I don't like it, but it works. And then you have, and remember, these run, I think, like 15. These little ones, they run for like 15, 16 bucks plus tax at your local store. Pretty expensive just for one bulb. And if these run out, which they constantly do, it's gonna run you down. And then you have your local light strips. And these, these are for, let me get this real quick, for these. So this right here, this is for my 30-gallon, which I don't have on it, and I'll explain why. So these go into these big ones, and these are mainly more for 15, 20 gallons, and this one is also a 15 watt. The sucky part about these, and I've noticed, which sucks a lot, that if you are running this on a 20-gallon and your set is only for a 20-gallon, this is as big as it's gonna get, and you can't go higher than 15, and that's underlight. Underlight meaning that it's not gonna be any good for your plants. 15 watt on a 20-gallon, it's no good. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna have to get another top for that 20-gallon, and you got two fixtures running on your 20-gallon, which looks horrible. It looks ugly. I've tried it because I was desperate because I didn't have a lighting, and it looks completely horrible. That's the only thing that sucks about it, because the more watts, the bigger it gets. So you're looking at about, if you want, there's some of these that go for 25 watts, and that fits a 30-gallon, like the one that I have right there. That's 25 watts. That's huge. So you're gonna have 20-gallon, and the fixture is completely bigger. And then these are for more professional. I just bought this on eBay. I recommend, if you do your research and see what you need and how what it is, and once you know, I suggest you go on eBay. So I just got this. This is a 57 watt light strip. It has, I think it has 27 lights in here or more. And this, believe it or not, this is really good. The only thing with these is that you need, what I've noticed is that you will not put this on a 30 gallon. First of all, the dims lights just go straight down and they don't hit your whole surface or the whole tank on the bottom. So they kind of suck, but you know, I bought it for when I get a bigger tank. It's gonna come in useful there. So here comes the good part. These little guys, and I did my research, and it's so much cheaper, all right? And you can get these at any hardware store, Home Depot, or I think Walgreens also carries them, and you can get them for really, really cheap. This one's a Philips mini twister, and this little guy right here is a, I believe this is a 13 watt, 120 volts. It's a T2 mini twister. This comes in a package of four little lights for $7. Now, I did my research in this, and you know, there's a lot of skeptics out there that don't try it. You're gonna burn your fishes, or you're gonna burn the plants, and horrible stuff. This thing actually works. Now, let me show you. This, when I'm running here, so I went to my office. Sorry, it was a Home Depot, and I bought 3 of these lamps with the attachable to the back, the snap-on backs. So I just snapped that onto the sides of the tank, and I got them running in there. So I'm running 3 of these, 13 watts. I have 39 watts for a 30 gallon. And the reason why I have 9 more watts is because of my plants. The deeper it is, the more watts you need for it to hit the plants on the bottom. So if you notice down here, there's some plants. These plants were not growing until I put these light bulbs in. They were not growing. If anything, they were dying. And look at these plants now. That you can see them. They're starting to grow a little more leaves. I can see some there in the back. I'm pretty sure you can't see them, but you know. And even my water wisteria, I noticed also that there's some the leaves on the top. They're super green. Super green. And that was after I put these guys in. It's really cheap. I mean, for the whole set, I have these 3 lamps that I got for, I believe, I want to say $15 each, $5 a pop, plus $7 for 4 bulbs. I mean, super cheap. Better than buying just 1 bulb for 15 plus tax, almost $20. You're looking at about almost $25 to $26 plus tax on these. And I mean, if you look at the lighting, let me put this one back on. You know, you just screw this bad boy in. So let me show you. Alright. And voila. Check that out. I mean, it's perfect lighting. It works perfectly fine. But the thing that you do have to remember though with these lights, and I'm being very thorough on this, when you do lighting, make sure that you only do it 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours. The reason why is because if you have light plants, you want to show and kind of manipulate how it is in real life to how it is in your tank. You know, light, the sun is not up all day. I mean, the sun is not up all night. 24 hours, it's not. It goes dark, you know, so that's the same thing that you need to try and do with the plants. I run these from, let's say if I wake up at 7, 8 o'clock in the afternoon, I know it's pretty late, but I like to sleep in. If I run those, start it up at 8, I'm gonna turn it off around, I want to say 6, probably 7 sometimes. 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. sometimes 7, and then depending, I mean the how I'm feeling. If I still want to light, I leave it on for a couple more, you know, for an hour or 2, and then turn them off. Always make sure to turn it off at night. The reason why, if you don't turn it off and you leave it on, you're gonna start getting green algae all over the place, and that's horrible to have in your tank, because then you're gonna start seeing it all over the glass and on your plants. It's no good. So I highly suggest that you look into these light bulbs. Take it from me, it works. It's been working for me. I've had them for I think 2 months. Oh, another thing is you have to replace them every 4 months. Every 4 months. The reason why is because they have this coated shading in the front that prevents the heat prevents the light from hitting the water and heating it up. Because my water temperature is between 80 to 82. It's perfect. It doesn't heat it up. Perfectly fine. But you do have to change them every 4 months for that specific reason. It starts wearing out. But the good thing about it is that you could use the light bulbs around your house. I mean, you can put it in a fixture, in a lamp, or something like that. Perfectly fine. So, you know, and they go for $7 a pop. I mean, $7 for a case of 4. It's perfect. I mean, I like them. I'm gonna continue using them. So let me show you my 5-gallon. And this one, the 5-gallon, I'm running on, the fixture is 35 watts, and I'm running it under 25. No, I'm running it under a 15-watt light bulb. And the reason why I'm running a 15-watt light bulb on a 5-gallon is because of my plants. As you saw in my first video, this plant needs a lot of lighting. I don't know why, but I need to have it like that. And I run it for 8 hours a day. And yeah, I have a little bit of algae problem, but I have an algae eater in the back that eats it, and you know, he's perfectly fine. And also the water sprite needs lighting too. The more light that you give it, the more it starts to grow, and the bigger it grows. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but the water sprite from my first video, it's grown a lot. Even from, you know, from the first video that I made, I think a day ago or 2 days ago, it's already hella big. I'm gonna make a video either today, later on today, and post it up, or tomorrow on how to pluck it and replant it. So that's the reason why I'm running this light bulb. I mean, this is an original for a 20-gallon, and I have this on there because it covers a whole the whole area, not just a little bit of the tank. I have this thing over here. This is to clean the glass from algae. So yeah, that's why I'm running that in a 15 watt light for 8 hours. So remember, always before you start a tank, I think that you need to knowledge yourself with the lighting and the type of lighting that you're going to use, because the lighting is everything. You know, everything that to sustain life in the tank, for the plants and even the fishes. I mean, you want something to have lights. So, you know, definitely look into that. Or, you know, I recommend you guys get the Philips light bulbs. Cheaper than what you're gonna find at your fish stores, local fish stores. You know, and it works perfectly fine. It's been working for me, and it's gonna work for you. Trust me. As long as you do it properly, it's gonna work for you. So, anyways, if you like what you're seeing, what I'm doing, subscribe, drop a like, a comment. Sweet, thank you.